What's going on, Jaguars? Thank you for joining us here at Cavanaugh Hall here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and welcome to the Jaguars Sports Zone. I'm your host, Sam Weatherald, and together with the IUPUI Jag Sports Zone crew, our mission is to deliver all the highlights, news, and guide you to where our Jaguar events will be next throughout the week. Today we have some huge highlights from over the weekend, some in-depth info on one of our Horizon League champion teams, and an exclusive interview with an amazing Jaguar soccer player. All the upcoming information on where our Jags will be this week. Let's get right into it with some highlights. Facing off against the Milwaukee Panthers on Monday, the Horizon League teams were playing for a one-win ticket to Tuesday's championship. Macy Williams, along with Rachel McLemore and Destiny Perkins, led the team, scoring over half of the points between the three of them. Macy's postgame ends often with scoring, but here she finds McLemore on the wing for a wide-open three. Number 14 shot 3 for 4 from 3, pushing the team to a victory over the Panthers with a final score of 56-46. Tuesday's championship day, nothing less expected from our Jaguars than an absolute fight to the end, and that's what the fans received. Battling it out against the Wright State Raiders, Macy Williams with a huge game, shooting 45% from the field, but Wright State guard Angel Baker was on fire with the team as she finds Tyler Frierson for 2. But Destiny Perkins with a Hail Mary down the court finds Macy again for a quick bucket as both teams traded points. Seems as if nobody could stop Angel Baker from taking the ball when she wanted, as she finished with 3 steals on the day. Finishing here with a transition 2, but the fight just wasn't enough from the Jaguars as number 23 Jada Wright gets the and one bucket to secure the game for the Raiders. A tough loss on all accounts with the final score of 41-53. One of our very own Jag Sports Zone, Thomas Butler Guerrero, met with head coach Austin Parkinson and Macy Williams in a press conference after the game.
You know, when Macy got some good steals, we missed her. And one of the things in our offense, we have kind of a high-low flash. And for whatever reason, we were standing around. Last night, I woke up at 4 in the morning and went back and watched the game yesterday against Milwaukee. And I was a little, nervous about, offensively, we stood around a lot yesterday. And that's not what our offense is designed to do. And when it does, there's a lot of one-on-one, and that's not who we are.
Tough loss for the Jaguars, but here's Macy Williams letting us know that she may be back for one more season.
I'm just extremely heartbroken, just knowing I won't be able to play with KO, Sydney, Agatha. This was our last game, so it's pretty heartbreaking, but when you said this was my last game, but I'm looking forward to coming back next year, so I know we know what we need to get to where we are today, and definitely we won't be in this position next year.
Last Thursday, our men and women's cross-country runners raced in the Horizon League Championship in Carmel. Our Lady Jaguars battling their way against 11 other teams. Here's Hannah Sale struggling to stay in the top 10, but luckily she kept her top 10 position, followed here in just a second by McKenna Sunbury and Janine Orvis. With Sale finishing 10th, Sunbury at 18th, Orvis at 20th, and IUPUI Sophie Richard finishing 21st, that was enough to squeeze by Youngstown State and steal the 3rd position. Milwaukee and Oakland tied together with 58 points as IUPUI took bronze. Head coach Antonio McDaniel discussed in a post-race interview that 6 of the top 7 runners were different from the last year's top 7. And with Hannah Sale finishing 10th among 67 runners, special shout out to her with a time of 23 minutes on the dot. Great job to all of our Jaguar runners, and stay tuned later in the show to see where our runners will head next. Our men's team won the Horizon League Championship for the 2nd consecutive year in a row. IUPUI had 6 runners finish in the top 14 in the league race. Red-shirted freshman Mitchell Gitz earned the Freshman of the Year award and was joined by Alex Ratkovich and Nick Perkins on the Horizon League All-First team. Chuck Copen, head coach, was voted Coach of the Year after leading the Jaguars to a 2nd straight conference title. Snatching 6 positions among the top 14, IUPUI blew away the field with 34 points, taking the Horizon League Championship. IUPUI's very own Freshman of the Year, Mitchell Gitz, came together with Alex Ratkovich and Nick Perkins to take 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the top 5. Our softball team split the doubleheader on Sunday with a loss to Dayton and a win over Bellarmine. Senior Jenna Spieth had a day with 2 blasts in the loss to Dayton and took charge on the mound in a 6-3 victory over Bellarmine. Saturday, the Jags took on the Bellarmine Knights once again, and when Abby Haas came in the top of the 9th, she helped take the overtime win 2-1. Tough day following that win against the Knights as they faced off against them again on Saturday, with Bellarmine taking that game 7-5. Following that, they took on the Dayton Flyers. Immediately following the loss, Dayton stole the field with an 8-0 win. Following up on Sunday with a second doubleheader, the road trip ended facing off against the Dayton Flyers. They took a tough loss where they just couldn't get it going, losing again 6-2. But our Jaguars fought back in the fifth game of the weekend with a 6-3 win as they took on the Knights once more. This time with 6 of the starting 9 driving in RBIs. Great job, Jags, and be on the lookout after our break for the softball's busy week looking forward. Switching over to men's soccer, our guys enjoyed no travel this week and stayed home to host Northern Kentucky. Disappointingly though, IUPUI took 13 shots on goal the entire game, but just couldn't squeeze any in as they took a loss to NKU 2-0. Men's and women's swimming also stayed home this week to host the Washington University Bears. And a very exciting congratulations as both teams took away big wins on the evening. Especially huge wins for both teams as this was the last regular season swim meet before the Horizon League Championships. Huge shout out from the Jag Sports Zone to Dan Peterson, Kyle Hoon, Riley Lose, and Kevin Burke for all scoring points for the swimmers as they swept their way across the board to victory with the final score of 154-137. An even bigger win for our women swimmers as they all took the board against the Bears. Not only was it a great win for everyone, but we're proud to announce Emma Theobald set a 5-year-old school record, stepping onto the podium in history books with a time of 4 minutes and 27 seconds. This beating the past record in the individual medley by almost an entire second. As well as the record, Emma Theobald, Allison Walker, Aubrey Wing, and Sadie Smith were all a part of 4 competition wins each, leaving the Bears lost at sea with a final score of 174-105. Great job to the entire team as they head to the Horizon League tournament. Our women's volleyball team hosted Wright State last week in the first home match of the season. In this highlight, freshman Maddie Haynes spikes the ball for the Jaguar advantage. Check out our net cam as the Raiders respond and the block attempt is failed. Next, the ball tips off on the net and is dug out by sophomore Allie Pogue and eventually scored off a tip from freshman Emily Allen. Back to our net cam as the ball is blocked by freshman Millie Madison and the Raiders fail to return in the next play as the ball is tipped over the net. Sophomore Dara Dixon returns it with a dive and after a great sequence is hit over by Pogue for the point. Next is back-to-back kills from Madison, but the Jaguars could not mount a comeback as the Raiders knock off IUPUI in the first match. In the second match, IUPUI got off to a solid start with a couple of kills to the heart of the Raiders by Haynes. She's currently second on the team with 63 kills on the season thus far. In the second match, IUPUI got off to a solid start with a couple of kills to the heart of the Raiders by Haynes. She is currently second on the team with 63 kills on the season thus far. As the Raiders struggle to return the ball with 3 diving saves, the Jags' spike attempt is blocked at the net, and it seems as if the offense just could not match up with the Raiders' front row. The women failed to dig out a single set. At the end of the match, the Jaguars were swept by Wright State 3-0. That's all I have from you for highlights in this past week, but stay tuned. The Sports Zone crew is going to take a quick break. Next up, Sarah Legg is going to introduce AP Woodall, our women's goalie who hasn't allowed a goal all season. Stick around, Jags. We'll be right back.
It's always out there. The horizon. A reminder that our greatest goals are rarely attained. And as soon as you reach one, another emerges. But every day we rise and work harder, dig deeper, ask one more question, take one more shot in relentless pursuit of our horizon.
Welcome back to Cavanaugh Hall inside the Jag Sports Zone studio. I'm your host, Sarah Legg. Today we have an all-inclusive interview with Aaliyah Page. Let's get right into it. Joining us today in a special interview, number 0, Horizon Player of the Week, Aaliyah Page Woodall. How are you, Aaliyah?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Let's get right into it with a few questions.
Sounds good.
All right, what factors about IUPUI brought you to downtown Indianapolis?
When I was choosing downtown IUPUI, the first thing I fell in love with was the team. They're very close, very connected, and school is really important for our coach. So I knew that was what I needed in my college career. So IUPUI was home.
Amazing, that's good to hear. Do you have any hobbies or interests outside of soccer?
Outside of soccer right now, it's kind of odd because of COVID. So I'm spending a lot of time with my roommates and just trying to get through it right now, but I like to go to the gym. I like to be outside, just things like that.
With such a successful career here at IUPUI as our goalie, what motivation do you and the team utilize that drives your performance?
I think we really play for each other. When we step on the field, we know that we could do something this season. We just have to come out ready to play. So I think that's a good motivation for us, and just the fact that we're in COVID and we're being allowed to play. So I think we all remember that every time we step on the pitch.
Awesome. And how do you manage your athletic responsibilities with your coursework and extracurricular activities?
We have a lot of help. We have a student advisor, Denise. She's awesome. She keeps us on track, make sure we're at class. And like I said previously, our coach is really on top of our schoolwork. So if we're slacking, he's going to know and we're going to get called out. So it's just we all hold each other accountable and know that school is important to us as well.
Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck to you and your team this season.
Thank you.
We're going to take another 60-second break. Stay tuned for the up-and-coming game information to see where our Jags will be heading this week. We'll be right back.
Everyone says that college is a place to find
yourself.
But I know who I am. I'm Naomi. I work hard, I love my friends, and I always want the ball. IUPUI is a lot of things, but most importantly, it's a place to be yourself. It's more than late night study sessions or serious amounts of coffee. It's a place to really learn something new, change it, and leave your mark on it. College was just the beginning, and what I do next is up to me.
Welcome back to the Jags Sports Zone. Let's take a peek at where our Jaguars will be competing this week. Today at 1, you can catch our women's soccer team hosting Wright State here at Carroll Stadium. Be sure not to miss any live stats posted on our Jag Athletic page, IUPUIJags.com. As our women's soccer team hosts at home, our men's soccer team hits the road up to Michigan to take on the Detroit Mercy. We'll see if they can steal their first win of the season. Good luck, Jags. Taking a look at the Jags softball team, just like last week, they've got another busy weekend facing off against Oakland in the back-to-back doubleheaders. With a 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. game on Friday and a 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturday, the Jaguars are looking to chop some wins off the calendar here at home against the Mighty Oaks. Moving on to tennis, co-captains Ethan Mardenis-Budiono and Alex Joachim leads our men's tennis team to take on Chicago State right here in Indianapolis at 5:30 on Saturday the 13th. Up next, our women's tennis competes against Northern Kentucky right here at home this Saturday and Sunday. Like usual, our Jaguar golf team will pack their bags and head to Myrtle Beach to compete against the Bash at the Beach. Safe travels to the golfers and good luck in the Invitational. As always, it is a pleasure delivering Jaguar sports from Cavanaugh Hall. We hope you've enjoyed our highlights and interviews from this week, and don't forget that IUPUIJags.com/calendar always keeps live scores from all of the games. Thank you for watching, and from the Jags Sports Zone crew, this is Sarah Legg signing off. Remember always, go Jags!